If you're in a partnership with someone who you really like and you also need time for yourself, this video is for you.
You can both be very independent and very connected. It's
We
not
like to
science fiction.
we like to call it interdependent,
Yes.
not codependent.
No. There's no co here.
Ah! Oh! Oh!
So before we begin, we would like to invite you to the link in the description below. We created an ebook and it's called Gen X.
Starting over.
Yep, it's about how we do it.
And starting over means you're single somewhere in the middle of your life and you find a partner. And there's a lot of stuff to sort out. So it's a Q&A format where we both answer the same questions. What do you do when she needs alone time? What do you do when he needs alone time? We're going to answer all that for you in the ebook. Go ahead and grab it.
Yep. Jumping back in, I tell you what, you and I are very independent people. We have spent a lot of our time taking care of and piloting and driving our own lives. I met you when I was 49, so it's safe to say my dog didn't have any new tricks, as they say in society.
Oh,
But I learned a lot.
you totally have new tricks.
I have a lot of new tricks.
You totally do.
But both of us were very independent human beings. But I have never felt more connected, more in love, and more supportive and supported and empowered by anyone in my life.
The biggest gift that we give each other is the freedom to be ourselves,
Yes.
to have the lives that we want. And this was all part of our early discussion early in the first 2 weeks
Yeah.
when we met. So this wasn't something that took a lot of time. We came into our relationship with an attitude of, I trust you, don't fuck
Yeah.
that up. And let's make agreements and understandings and talk about things so there's no confusion.
I'd say our first date, we were clearly both really over it.
Mhm.
And I didn't have any interest in showing off or trying to impress you. No more than a date, you would want to do. But we really spilled it all out. And when we saw what we both could have, we're just like, let's just do this. And we spilled the beans on everything, every molecule you could imagine. And we figured it out.
Yeah. When you're an independent person, especially Gen X, we were raised that way. And that's part of our makeup is that we can take care of ourselves. And I'm talking to men and women in this situation, but women, Gen X women are very independent and strong. And there's a lot of us that really don't need a man in our life. And we spend plenty of time as single moms or, as just single. But you know what? We want them.
I want you to.
We want them
I want you to.
in our lives. I want you in my life.
Yes.
I don't
I don't need you either.
And at the same time, our devotion to each other, our commitment to each other, our agreements with each other creates, I can say I need you because that means I need you to be who you are for me, not
Yeah.
I need you as in I'm needy and you need to help me. And
Yeah.
it's not like that. So
We agree from the very beginning. I am not, and she is not, responsible for the world that we lived in before we met. I am not responsible for her story, her experiences, relationships, her history. I'm not. And she is not making me responsible for it. Uh,
I didn't know you.
I didn't.
You weren't in my world.
And so, and that goes both ways. Why that's so important is because we already acknowledged from the very beginning, I am not here to fill in the gaps of the things that you didn't have. What I'm here to do is to help you be your best, to bring out the best in you that you can't have just by yourself, because that's what you've done for me. I am a better human being in this relationship, and I have accomplished more and discovered things and created things that I never would have done if I were just by myself.
That's what we do for each other. And that's what this means is to be an independent person with a partner. You both show up with your whole self. You're not diminishing, you're not
Hmm.
compromising. You're not giving up who you are so you can be with someone else. You're becoming more of who you are so you can support someone else and you can embrace and connect and really uplift each other.
Yeah,
And this is a partnership. So on the days when I don't feel great, if I'm not feeling great and I don't have the energy to whatever, I can say, you know what, I need you to pick up the slack today because I need to rest, whatever it is.
Yeah, and we're close enough to where I can just kinda know, like, I'm gonna pick up the slack.
Yeah.
And sometimes I really just don't need to be told.
And it's that communication and that trust that I know that I can rely on him and he knows he can rely on me, and we have agreements and understanding so that stays in balance.
You wanna know something we have never said to each other? You know what would make my life better? If you diminished yourself. If you had less of you and more of me and what I want, then everything would be great. That is not something we do.
Of the opposite of that in, like,
Yeah.
all of my relationships, it's been, I see your beautiful magic light inside of you, and I see what you're capable of, and, like, come on out, come on out." And sometimes that gets really annoying, I guess,
Well, no, it's magical. I'll tell you what, because
it can be challenging.
we'll just be upfront. There's areas in our life, both of us have lots of things that we want to understand ourselves better in and we want experiences in. And there's things that these two very powerful, intelligent, genius like
Geniuses. Oh,
hotties
geniuses. Oh, you called us hotties? That's funny. I like
that we want for our life.
yeah.
And what's great about what we have is that we want each other to have it. If you were to tell me about the most crazy idea that, like to anyone else that you would love to experience,
Mhm.
my first thought is, I can't wait for you to have that.
I know.
And that's the same for me. This goes for our spirituality, our philosophy, our sexuality, our business, our parenting, our personal philosophies, every area of our life where there is like some sort of defined column of things that matter to each of us. I want you to have 100% of all of it.
We encourage each other to experience who we are fully, to
Yes.
explore things in the right way. And again, when you say, I want you to have all of it, in all the ways, it's not like go do whatever you want. I don't care. It's
Mm.
we have agreements and
Yes.
boundaries to that we operate within. So, it's not just like a crazy free for all thing. It's an understanding and a support that we nurture, and we love seeing each other happy and thriving. So
Yeah, there's
shows up in a lot of ways.
there's things that both of us need every day on some level, in some proportion, and we don't even always have to ask for it. We have a really great regiment for scheduling and checking in with what's present for our day, for our week, for our month, what our plans are. But sometimes, because, human beings are made of the moment, things change and we make room for that too. The bottom line is we are, we've created, we've created a space for us to be the best we can be.
Mhm.
And there's an acknowledgement. I know how amazing you are and how many things you're capable of. And all the things I love acknowledging about your skills, your intelligence, your lovingness, your feminine energy, your masculine energy, everything that makes you who you are. I love to let you be all of it. And I would never want to get in the way of that.
And as a point that what you just said, our belief, understanding, and
Yep.
experience is that all human beings have masculine and feminine energy in different degrees.
Yep.
And we both express pretty balanced masculine and feminine energies. And sometimes I'm in a very masculine space, meaning linear, goal oriented, building, like very, very linear and structured. And sometimes I'm in a very feminine space, which is the creative and the flow and the going with what feels right and the emotions. I express in both of those, and I always have my whole life. And he's the same way.
Yep.
So he'll be in those two spaces the same way. So when we're operating in our lives, sometimes we're both in a very feminine space, in a very creative space, in a very we have to do it separately space because where there's no real attraction because we're both in this very creative flowy space. We could create art together,
And we do.
and we do side by side as like four hands. It's kind of weird, but like we actually create together. But when we do that, we're in a very unique space that is not polarized, I guess is the
Yeah.
word. Like we're both in a creative space.
So one of the biggest things that's the foundation to this is neither of us are competitive with each other
Yeah, we're rarely both in a masculine space because that does create more competition.
because
So,
like if she is really strong in an area or has a strong feeling, and so do I, we have ways to work it out.
Mhm.
It's not always just, a water slide of pure magic flowing.
It's an
S-
awareness.
It's something that we both have to be aware of. And we can have two very strong personalities coexisting and thriving because I have no interest in getting in your way. You have no interest in
Mhm.
getting in mine. And I don't want to diminish you. You don't want to diminish me.
Right.
We've already been in relationships where that's happened. That's done in the experience of our lives moving forward. So we think about that every time. We think about what's best for our relationship and the health and love and trust and growth and edification of our partner.
Mhm. Being human is challenging
Yeah.
and fun and weird. We'd love to hear from you. What is your relationship
Yeah.
expression like? If you're a strong, independent person, how do you feel in relationships? Can you back off a little bit and meet someone where they are and flow with someone? And a lot of it's that is sometimes I'm in a really intense, powerful go, like a lot of energy, create space, and that can be created as creative or whatever. But when I'm in a go space, I may tornado through the whole house and do all kinds of weird reorganizing, and you never know what I'm going to do. But but when I'm in that space, he knows. Just let her do it.
Yeah.
Like get out of the way.
No threat to me.
Don't get in the way and ask me what I'm doing. Just let her do her thing.
So if you love these kinds of conversations, and we've got lots of them in our channel, we'd love for you to subscribe, be a part of what we're doing, participate because we don't really want to just be two people that talk into a camera. We want to like engage.
And we
So
have no
please
idea
leave
what
voices and some comments and everything else. We have no idea how this is landing on you,
yeah, we
and
have
we'd
no
love to
idea.
know.
We have no idea what you're going through, what this is like for you. If you have videos that ideas that you want us to talk about, we would love to do that. So let us know and we will chat with you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Ah! Oh! Oh!